Hello there. This video is going to walk you through the process of creating these little overlays with lines so that you can overlay some of your images so that you can highlight the composition techniques for your second blog post, which is the photography reflection. To do that, we are going to be using a site called Canva, which is a free site that people use all the time now to create all sorts of very cool graphics on the Instagrams and the other places. And they do all sorts of stuff. Now, I am by no means a Canva expert. I sort of fiddle around with it and see what I can create when I need to create it. So if you know a better way to do some of these things, please let me know so I can update the video and provide some more options for everyone. So you're going to need to have available, open the course website with the blog post prompts section open of the assignment page. Scroll down to these rule of thirds grids right here. Notice I took out the golden ratio one because it wasn't really working very well. If I find another golden ratio one, or if I can create one, I will add it here. You should also have Canva open. You can create yourself a free account. You do not need the premium, although the premium has lots of cool stuff. Canva Pro is what it is. And also, I'd like you to have a folder where you have the various images that you might want to edit for this project in here. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is we want to go and click on the upload button right here in the top right hand corner, and we can drag our files. So I'm going to take this one here to sort of highlight rule of thirds, because this also has depth of field and rule of thirds. So I'm going to drag this over, and I'm going to click edit photo. Eventually we'll use InDesign, but first we need to click edit photo. And it's going to pop this up. Very nice. If you wanted to crop or need to do anything, that's fine here. You can also change the tinting, not necessary. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to click Use InDesign. All right. And the first thing I'm going to do, for some reason I need to do this, I am going to just click Delete. And I'm going to give myself a white canvas. But what I have now here is the right aspect ratio that I need for this image. And then I'm going to click on the Uploads tab over here. And I am going to click on this once. And you'll see that you can expand the image. I know this seems counterintuitive, but it wasn't working for me properly when I just left it in there. Maybe you'll have better success than I did. So now I have the image in here. And what I want to do is I want to get the rule of thirds grid to show up. And so I'm going to go to the course website. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this and open link in new tab. Okay, and that's going to bring me this image right here. And I'm going to right click and I'm going to do save image as. And I'll click save. And I can see that it's saving down here at the bottom. I do not recommend you use Safari for any of this work. Okay, use Chrome or something related to that. Then I'm going to go to my design, and I'm going to name this design so I know what it is, and then call it flowers. Rule of thirds. Okay. Now I'm going to. It just helps because it tells me in the tab, and if I have multiple images open, they'd all say untitled, untitled, untitled. So now I'm going to go to click Upload Files, and I'm going to upload my rule of thirds vertical. Okay. Great. Now, what's nice about this, I've got this in place. I'm going to actually see if this image will exist in the rule of the thirds as it is, or if I have to do some adjustments. So I can click crop, and when I do that, you'll see that when I start to move this in and out, the crop area, a rule of thirds grids appears in Canva to help you out. That will not stay on the image once you're completed. So I can move this out and get this bottom flower this flower here, on the bottom rule of thirds line. And then I can slide it over a little bit to just get it directly on that intersection right there. Just like that. And then I'll click done. Now I know that that's on the rule of thirds. I could click this, and this grid now appears over the image. And I can stretch this out. And this, whoops, this happens, by the way. If you click on the outside, for some reason it's turning white for me at this moment, and it could for you. So you could just click undo, and it will appear back. This is now an image that could be placed in your blog post because we have these overlays on top of it. So I would go click on share and download. And this size is fine. It'll save it as a PNG, and I'll click download. And we can see that it downloaded. And it has downloaded into my downloads folder. So I want to show in my Finder. If you have a Mac, you could show it in the Finder. And then what you could do is you can just drag this into the folder where your photos are. Okay, I've got a Dropbox thing going on here. So, and now this is here, and if I press the space bar, I can see that the overlays are now on the image. And I can then upload this into my blog post and be able to have a conversation in my blog post about it. Okay, so that's the rule of thirds. It will work the same way if you have a horizontal image or a square image. You just make sure that you are using the correct rule of thirds grid. Okay, so next I want to show you how to create lines on an image, just in case you have something like leading lines or symmetry, one of those things. So let's go ahead and go back to Canva, and I'm going to close this down. But I'm going to do the same process here. I'm going to click on upload, and I'm going to choose one of my images. Let's say I want to choose, I'm going to choose this one right here, this image, and pop that into there. I'm going to click edit photo. Okay, and use InDesign. Now the same thing is going to happen. I'm going to have to delete this. Then I'm going to go to my uploads. It'll be in here. I click it once, and I'm going to stretch it to fit. Now here, these I'm going to talk about leading lines, these lines that are coming out here. Okay, and it may be more triangles, to be honest, what I'm seeing here, but we'll be able to put some lines in. The goal is to put some lines in. Okay, so I'm going to click on Elements and Line. And I recommend using this line that has no, basically a flat line, not dotted, but doesn't have anything at the edges of it. So I can take this and I can just click it and a line will appear. See that? A line like that. And I can put it in the place where I want it to be. And I want this line to be like over here, say, in this area. And I can adjust the line and the color. You can't really see this color. So I'm going to change the color to white. And I'm going to adjust the width to the line weight to about 14 for our size here. Maybe a little bit bigger. Let's say 20. 20 is too much. Let's say 15. What's the difference? And that's wonderful. Now I have that line right there. I can click on a Mac, Command D, and it will duplicate that line very easily, very quickly. And I can stretch this line to this area over here. Okay. Now, before I do that, I'm going to want to give it a little bit of a transparency. So it's not totally white. You know, the overlays that we're looking at have a transparency, so I'll give that 50%. I should have given this one a transparency of about 50%. Okay, I can come back, click on it, get it more like a triangle. I can now duplicate this one, same way, Command D, put it where I want it to be, move it around, that. Very nice. And duplicate that again. Bring this over here. Okay. Now this one I can't really see that well, so I might need to increase the transparency or reduce it. Okay. And here we have the lines that the areas where the leading lines are. We also have this triangle over here if I want to do that or highlight that. But this is another overlay that we have that now I can, again, I can export. I might want to rename this one. I'll call it chairs, chair, spelled correctly, chair lines. I can click share, download, download again. It will get downloaded onto into my downloads folder, show in Finder, and then move it to the place where I want it. And we can see now if I highlight this that those lines are there, and this can now be moved into your blog post. Okay, very, very simple, not too easy, not too, difficult to do, just adding a couple of lines. I'll show you one more just in case you want to see another one. I'll close this down, click create this, click upload, get my Cafe du Monde. I'll do this one here. Edit photo. Using design. Again, this process, removing, uploads, click on it. Okay. This one is like frame within a frame. So I can go ahead and grab an element, this line that I've used already, and I could draw the frame that I'm thinking about. Let me see what get this width that I want. What do we have, 15 before? It's got the same color. I can change the opacity. Transparency is what they call it. I can duplicate it. Duplicate the line. Move it where I want to be. And now I'm indicating the frame within a frame area right here. And again, this can be exported and then placed into the blog post. Okay. Very similar to the others. So give this a go. If you have any trouble, let me know. Have a great day.